Good morning. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy, and I'm here with my beautiful cat, Charlie. She's blind. She was just feeling a little lost, so I just picked her up, and I thought I'd just say good morning to everybody. I'm just going to put her down now so she can have a little wander. How are you all? It's Saturday morning here. Few things to talk about, guys. Welcome if you are new to my channel. Oh, sorry about my squawking cat. She does a thing we call, my daughter's worked out, called echolocation. She tries to figure out where she is in the house, and she meows at the walls. Apparently dolphins do it and bats do it, which I think she's right because she's completely blind and she's 18. Cheers, everybody. I've got my coffee. Oh, thanks for all your comments, guys, too. I always get back to you. It takes me a day or two, but know that I will get back to you as long as YouTube gives me the comments. Like I said, welcome anybody that if you're new. Please consider subscribing. Hit those like buttons. You know that helps me heaps. And like I said, please feel free to comment down below. We talk to each other here. We let each other know what's pretty much going on around the world as we all live in different parts globally. First off, a little bit of admin, guys. Oh, it never ends, does it? The clown show. Well, that's what we call it here if you are new. This morning, they were showing Joe Biden, and we were talking about how he had his little visit to Israel. Oh, he's going to save everybody, Joe. He's getting himself back on the world stage, Joe. We don't know which Joe, because we often talk here, there could be a few doppelgangers. And now he's donating huge amounts of money, I see, to Israel. Oh, my God. Meanwhile, his own country is in massive financial, probably, debt, and no one can afford the cost of living. But, you know, give your money away. Give all your taxpayers' money away. That's a good idea, Joe. So that's the latest. We've got Joe just not giving a toss about his own country, but helping out Israel. Go figure. I can't even imagine what you guys in America must be thinking about that. Complete madness. Oh, and yes, the other thing they did highlight this morning on the news here in Australia is, yes, airfares are going up again. Gee, that's a shock and a surprise, isn't it? As if they haven't been ripping people off enough in Australia. So no doubt that's going to happen globally, guys. We're talking about, was it British Airways yesterday? Be ready for that, because I'm sure, well, they're actually blaming the fuel prices because fuel prices have gone up by 30%, they were saying. But of course, as we said yesterday, we know they'll probably blame the Israel war event that's going on. That'll be their fault. Everything always seems to be blamed on war. Oh, the other thing I had to show you guys too, you know how I'm painting my lounge room black? I was sharing it with you the other week. I found some little ornaments. I'm going to have pops of blue, and I just have to show them to you. Look at this gorgeous little Buddha statue. I just fell in love with it. And it's a little tea light statue. It's so cute, isn't it? Because I'm going to put pops of blue against the black walls with like gold. And at the same shop, I found this little tea light candle. Isn't it cute? So I'm going to have pops of blue in my black lounge room. I know you guys were interested in where I'm going with it. I'm going to try and paint some of the walls today. Well, I was until my knee seized up. And now I'm walking around like a stiff from the morgue again today because my knee's jammed up again today. So I don't think I'll be climbing up and down the ladder. So I might have to focus on that tomorrow. So these were only from my little local junk shop. No, this was only like $7. It's amazing what bargains you can find in those little shops sometimes. You don't have to spend a fortune to have nice little things around you, do you? I mean, I love quality as well, but, you know, I live in a small town, so I never have a lot of options unless I go to the city, which I don't do very often. I try to avoid it because it's just too much energy for me to deal with sometimes. I know you guys understand that. Look, I hope you guys are going all right with your ailments too. I know this is not easy times. For a lot of us moving through the ascension processes. If you are new, we talk a lot about the star seeds. Perhaps we are star seeds. Perhaps it's just a theory that may have been planted here. And I think star seeds are some form of alien. Maybe that's why we're so comfortable with the alien invasions and things like that, and finding out all about the aliens, guys. Maybe we're connected to these tribes of aliens. We certainly didn't fall for the 10,000-year-old Mexican petrified alien statues. They did look a little fake to most of us here on this channel, and perhaps that's why. Perhaps we just didn't recognise them. Anyway, who knows? They're just theories. Okay, how about we just get straight into the reading, guys? I brought some cards along and we'll get started and we'll see what comes up. I'm getting that song, and we've had this song so many times. London calling to the rest of the world. London calling your boys and girls. Is that by The Clash? I think it is. The ice is good to beat it. The sun's beaming in. I'm just getting that song. I feel like London, this could even be around the Israel, is it pro-Palestine protests and things that are going on. We've got them going on here in Australia too. I do feel there's going to be massive protests in London around this war event. It could be the biggest, and they're going to call like on the rest of the world as well. And it could even be just to, well, I guess what you could say is to stop the sort of war against humanity. But it's also like, I think, you know what it is, guys? No one can believe, and I know we can't, no one can believe we're going through all this sort of exterminating of people again. Like, you know, everyone's mortified, horrified by what went on in the German war way back when. But now here we are again. It's no different. What's the difference? They're still torturing people, supposedly hurting children severely, having hostages. We don't know what's going on. I mean, God, we're not even seeing half of it, are we? We wouldn't know. So similar things, and this is what I'm getting in London. London's calling for the world to step up and unite and make a difference and stop this stuff from going on in this modern day society that we're all living in. And I think that's the biggest question we all have in this is like, how can this be happening? And I think what's happening too, the rest of the world doesn't want this breaking out into a great big shitstorm. Like seriously, in Sydney here, I know they've got a massive protest today. Fingers it's going to be quiet and passive. But there's a high probability with some of these Muslim races and things, no offense to anyone who's Muslim that's watching, but some of them, not all, I totally agree, can get quite volatile. And they can, and I think the other thing that's in the back of my mind is we're dealing with this anger and beast mode at the moment with people waking up to the BS that their lives are starting to shift so dramatically that they'll use any excuse to just get into this rage and anger. So these are the things that kind of trigger people up too, that we're fully aware of on this channel, that a lot of people are going through their ascension and their awakening process, which triggers off their pain bodies in their bodies. So I am getting London's kind of calling to the rest of the world to, I guess you could say, to get involved and stop these atrocities is what I'm getting. So London, I would say you're having the biggest protests probably globally, I would say. We've got big ones too, and I think other countries have as well. But I feel like yours are very big over there. You might actually have, and speaking of perhaps the immigrant communities, perhaps you've got a real big culture of these people living in UK. That could be what it is as well. But I am getting that. London's calling on the rest of the world with that song. I'm sure it's The Clash. Some crazy times going on, guys, around this war stuff. And like I said yesterday, we all know whenever there's mention of war, example, the Russian war, Ukraine, oh, boom, all the prices go up. Oh, yeah, fruit and veggies that you grow in your own country like Australia. Oh, yeah, our prices will go up. You know how it goes. Blame, blame, blame the war. So expect fuel, all the above to go through the roof. Oh, yeah, your lecky cars, the price of them will go through the roof. Everything will go through the roof. We know it will. Same old pattern. All right, enough of me whinging and prattling on. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, we're back in Hawaii. We're back at Maui. Ooh. Oh, man. How's the corruption in this Maui event? There's a lot going on beneath the surface in Maui. Ooh, I keep saying it. There's this committee of little people. People are strong in Maui. Ooh, they are. I'm getting this tribal instinct they're fighters in Hawaii and Maui. They're not letting this lie. I kept saying the other day, they're not letting sleeping dogs lie. They know something was dodgy that happened in Maui, and people are on it. They're fighting the good fight for the people because they don't want this happening to anybody else, let alone the other islands. They don't want this happening to anyone else or globally either. They know they were set upon by some force. Now, I know that sounds weird. It sounds like aliens beaming down fire beams from a spaceship, but that's not what the people are thinking. The people are actually thinking that the force in their mind is the government was against them. Their own government was against them. That's what I'm getting for the people in Maui. They're not stupid. People aren't stupid, see? They know it was abnormal. See, to me, having volcanoes... excuse me. Sorry, that's my cat. Having volcanoes and having had experienced other fires over many, many years, you know, as we all have, what happened in Maui was not normal. It was not normal. People know it wasn't normal that lived there. I mean, how can an island be wiped out in like 10 minutes? I don't know what the time frame was, probably exaggerating, although it doesn't sound like I am. It's not normal. And then all this, suddenly it all becomes sort of political. See, this is what people in Maui are waking up to. Suddenly it's all about the land grabs, and suddenly there's real estate agents on their doorstep trying to buy their land off them. There was too many weird things that went on very quickly straight after that caused people, or triggered off in people the alarm bells, the red flags. Oh, hang on, something's amiss here. This ain't adding up. And of course, you got to get the visits from, was it The Rock and Oprah? I think it was. Oh, everybody donate to Maui and all that sort of thing. Mind you, there's squillionaires who could just rebuild the whole island for everybody. Like, none of it made sense. Anyway, just more dramas on the world stage. But I do feel like the little people aren't letting it go. This is so good. It's so good. I hope one day the people of Maui get to have their voice and their say in what happened. And I hope the rest of the world finds out. Because at the moment, I do feel that's being really squashed down the algorithms. And a lot of the people in Hawaii and Maui aren't being heard. Well, we know how good government is at silencing people. We were talking about that Men in Black the other day. Are they... You know, after people sight UFOs and that, they were all silenced, or they got the knock on the door from the Men in Black, you know. Let's hope that doesn't happen in Maui. Like I said, are they government workers or are they like aliens? We don't know when it comes to UFO stories. But anyway, I'm getting this in Maui, but that hasn't happened yet. But they're silencing them around, I would say, the social media platforms and media. There would be nothing much on the news around. Oh, they probably brush over it in Hawaii. I would say on the news, it probably gets brushed over. But you know, as we know, yeah, we all know this. Mainstream media is very good at distorting the truth. So mainstream media in Hawaii and surrounding areas, maybe America or wherever, would only be showing you one side of the story. Yes, the narrative they want to feed people, which is showing perhaps the bulldozers coming and clearing all the debris out and how they're helping the little people and doing all the right things in Maui. They're really, and putting them up, yes, in accommodation, and they'd be showing only one form of accommodation, not the real accommodation where people have had to move in with other people in their houses and live in tents and caravans. So you wouldn't be seeing that. That's what I'm getting. It's the old one-sided narrative being fed to people. Oh, I just hope they get their... Oh, I hope they get their voices heard one day. That's all I hope for. All right, let's keep going. Poor Maui. It's so cruel. Everything that's going on, guys, is so cruel. Oh, I tapped on a John Campbell. I know a lot of you know John Campbell. He does those medical analysis of everything. And he does a lot of the jab wheel different things, you know, injuries, etc. I won't talk too much about it because I don't want to get a strike on my channel. But he was talking, the one I tapped on this morning was about excess deaths. But of course, that's not being talked about at all. So I'm not going to go there, guys. But I think we all know, I was telling you yesterday, 2 more people I know dying of cancer. It's just not good. And I think we all know people. We're all hearing more and more people. And if it's not cancer, it's heart failure and heart problems. Anyway, just some things that we've been questioning for quite a few years now, but what would we know? We're the tin hat, flat earth conspiracy theorists, apparently, that are anti-everything, which we're not. We actually call ourselves here, guys, if you are new, the BS detectors, who call out and see the BS that's being fed to everybody. Through our crystal glasses, because we see things with clarity, guys, don't we? All right, let's keep going. Oh, I'm getting this song. I'm not sure who sings it. Give me a higher love. Oh, give me a higher love. Oh, and that's what's happening with us, guys. I always say we're moving into these higher vibrations from 3D to 5D. We sort of hit stagnant spots where we get a little bit stuck sometimes. But I'm getting that song, give me a higher love. I'm not sure who sings that. Can't you tell me? Cause it higher love. So we got to keep moving. See, we talk about fear frequency is very 3D. Fear and anxiety and those sort of feelings are very 3D. Whereas when you start to feel free and you open up and you go through your awakening process, it brings in this love energy. We call it the love frequency, meaning you feel lighter. You sort of feel that you see the world really differently now with a lot more clarity. We live a very simple life. And now we've got to keep moving to that higher love frequency. Yesterday we got about the rabbit ears, like antenna on the TV. I talk about the Dr. Spock ears, where we sort of tune in and we see, hear and sense things because our senses have opened right up. Well, this is what creates that higher love vibration. So I'm getting that song, Give Me a Higher Love, which is where we're moving to now, guys. You know, despite the aches and pains in a lot of our bodies, not all, I know you're not all going through it, but I tell you what, a hell of a lot of us here are. But we're still pushing through. We're still pushing through. Because this is beyond, all of this awakening and what we're going through is beyond our physical body. This is just a vessel that we're traveling in, that we're having our, what do they say? We're having our, we're in a human body having a spiritual experience. Isn't that what they say? Well, that's what's happening. All our senses are opening up. Our sight, our sound, our taste, our touch, our gut feelings, our 6 senses. That's what the awakening process is. And that's what the shift is that the earth has been going through and all the people on it for the last few years. That's why there's like earthquake energy, tremors, volatility amongst people, all this shifting. There's all these changes that are taking us to this higher love. That's what I'm getting, a higher frequency vibration. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because Chris, you and I always talk about how the reset, because we discuss the reset a lot here. Like sometimes I wonder, is the reset actually just here to wake people up and get them moving? Or is the reset real? Because it's not very concrete. We hear about it a lot and there's little bits being implemented, but there seems to be a lot of hiccup and hurdles that jump in the way of government too, that stop things being rolled out. For example, a yes-no vote here in Australia around the Indigenous voice to Parliament recently. It got voted out by the people. So that was a knockback to government around the reset agenda, which was about the land grabs, taking the land really off the Indigenous people. So that's what I'm kind of getting. That's what I'm feeling. And Chris, you and I, like I said, you always say, it's almost like the reset's on a different frequency of like evil, where they're trying to get us into their frequency. It's almost like this invisible frequency and vibration that we can't see. And sometimes that is how it feels, isn't it? It feels like it's on a whole other frequency that's invisible, but we sort of have this knowing about it. That's why we were probably one of the earliest groups to kind of awaken, because we could sense it, we knew it, we had a knowing, we had a feeling something wasn't right back in the beginning of the Picky's jab wheel, when that first started being rolled out. We just got this real gut feeling in our stomachs and our senses that, it just gave us a lot of question marks, didn't it? Remember I used to get that costume of was it the Riddler? Yeah, the Riddler out of Batman. You know, wears that green costume with all the question marks on it. Well, that was like us. We had so many questions, didn't we guys, back then? And now we've had a few answers, so it's kind of interesting, isn't it? So we're moving into the higher love, basically. Which is really about living from your heart space and not really living in your head, but living from your heart, your feeling place. See, a lot of people over their lifetime, they get stuck living in their head. It's a really common thing. They just live in their mind and they forget to live from a feeling place. So that's what the shift is. It's taking people back to who they really are, and it's that feeling place. All right, let's see if there's anything else. Oh, I'm getting positive things for New Zealand, guys. Chris Luxon, I've been saying this for a while. We might have to call him Luxy or something. No one's come up with a good name for me. I feel he's uniting New Zealanders together. I said that people were getting pride in New Zealand. Well, now I feel like he's uniting people back together again. He's kind of working at bringing people back together. This is interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how he goes in the next few months and after Christmas, guys. But I do feel like he's actually uniting people more in New Zealand. And it could be that he's trying to take a bit of pressure off the people in New Zealand. So that's a good thing. It's a good thing. I call him the court jester, meaning the entertainer in New Zealand, like the one that goes into the castle and entertains the king and queen. But he's a very professional person who ensures that everyone has eyes on him, that everyone's listening to him. It's almost like he earns the respect of people. See, to me, the court jester had a really major role in the castle years ago because he had a role to play. He was the entertainment. So this guy has a role to play, but he's got to ensure that people are looking at him and that the attention is on him. So I am getting that, but he's uniting people together. This is good, guys. This is very good. Hey, you guys are going well in the World Cup too, I hear. You beat one of those big top teams in the World Cup. Rugby, it's really good. You guys are unreal at rugby. Oh, I love watching you guys play rugby. All right, see if there's one more thing and then we'll pull some cards. Keeps taking me back to the Hawaiian Islands. They're making a stand. The little people are making a stand on the Hawaiian Islands and just keep getting it. They could be even protesting. They could be marching in the streets. They're standing up for their fellow Mauians or whatever you call them. I am getting that. People are coming together in Hawaii. It's really good. And there might still be in the planning. It mightn't have happened yet. And, of course, we probably won't see it on our feeds because it will be hidden. You'd have to really search hard to see that. But I think we've got to know that these things are going on. See, people don't abandon each other at times of distress, especially around the same region. They come together and support each other. It's brilliant. And it's happening in Hawaii. I am getting that. All right. How about we pull some cards? Ooh, like I say, guys, if I'm not talking about your country, that's positive. No news is good news. Basically, we've been saying that a lot of these reset global elites and that have had a few hiccups and hurdles. And I did say that perhaps they're having to rewrite their Clown World book a little bit, and there was a lot of red pen in it because the reset ain't rolling out as easy as they thought it would. Because when you don't incorporate the little people, everything doesn't just go so smoothly like you think it's going to. Oh, it's great. So I reckon the reason things are a little quiet, guys, is because they're having to reassess how they're going to go about some of these things. Let's pull a couple of Awaken cards. These cards are written by a local lady near me, guys, who is really into eagle energy. Let's see what we get. Oh, yes, I need to do this today. Yoga. I stand strong and flexible in my mind and body. Oh, I'm really not flexible at all. I always highlight to you that piece of glass in the knee. I've got a really bad knee, guys. They're like fragments of memory. That's how I describe them. So we have to keep stretching, but look at all the beautiful color around her. We have to keep stretching, whether it be out in nature. Keep stretching your body, keep moving your body. And it does, what I get by the yoga, it doesn't matter even if it's slow. I was telling you guys I do a bit of qigong and all that, just to get the circulation and the movement and the chi in my body moving. You guys do other things as well. Just do what you can to your capacity. Like today I was going to do everything and now my knee's a bit... So I have to like reassess how I'm going to approach the day. As you guys know, one day's good, next day can be really bad. Calm mind, breathe, relax, I am calm. So despite all these things, just remain calm. And when I see that card, I see the churning stomach, like the anxiousness, the gut feelings. We've got to work on keeping our breath calm, because it's about when your breathing's calm, it slows down everything. It slows down your mind. It slows you down physically. And look where she's sitting at the base of her tree. So, you know, maybe today just sit down and take 5 minutes and do a little quiet bit of clearing the mind, bit of mind meditation. Read my girlfriend's book, Liliana Riven. There's a book on Amazon called Finding Stillness. She's got brilliant ideas in there. My girlfriend wrote that, guys, if you're interested. It's got a lotus on the front with a pink cover. Boundaries. I'm powerful and protected. See the protective bubble around us? We are protected. We get guided specifically. I always feel that. I can feel, and I know a lot of you guys are really spiritual as well. I do feel sometimes my guides steer me in certain directions to avoid things or to avoid people. Sometimes that, like I'll be downtown and they'll say, oh, go and do that first, or do this first. And sometimes I think, oh, you're trying to protect me from something, aren't you? Like I'm sure it's like so I avoid running into my old ex-friends that wiped me or whatever. You know, just these are examples of different things. We do get guided, so listen to your guidance, your intuition and your things like that. Very important, guys. They're steering us where they want us to go. Let's pull some foxfires today. We haven't done these for a while, have we? I love these cards. They remind me of when I went to the Japanese garden. That was beautiful. Oh, thanks for your nice comments on my garden, guys. I love my garden. I've got like a couple of different gardens. I've got a Japanese style area and I've got it like a cottage garden. I've got like a little bit of garden zones. Oh, beauty of age. Oh. When I think of, look at the wisteria. I love the smell of wisteria. It's so stunning. It's all out here at the moment too because we're in spring. Beauty of age to me is the beauty of wisdom, the beauty of knowledge. It's not about your physical, well, it can be about your physical appearance because there is beauty in aging as well. But I am getting that beauty of age is that you have the advantage that you have more wisdom and knowledge. You've learnt a lot of things over your lifetime. We've had a lot of life lessons that we've grown from. See, it's always that from failure brings success. You know, it's by failing that you learn. If you didn't have failures, how would you grow and expand and become a better person? You wouldn't. I'll leave my failure video over here, guys, if anyone's interested in watching that. Threshold. Oh, look, we're at the threshold. That means we're passing over now. Look at all the butterflies emerging, guys. That means people are now transforming and shifting. And we're a butterfly. Look at us sitting there on that log. We're, I mean, people are emerging now. They're changing from the caterpillar into the butterfly. Look at them all. We're at the threshold. Things are changing. They are. We have to trust. And Louise, I've always loved your statement that you always used to say in the beginning of all of this about when we always talk about the caterpillar emerging into the butterfly. You'd always say, well, you can't, when we were trying to plant seeds and give messages, you can't talk butterfly to a caterpillar. Well, we'll be able to talk butterfly language soon, I'm sure. Sunlight after darkness. Oh, this is so nice, isn't it? Sunlight after darkness. Things have been dark for quite a few years, and it might continue to be for a little while. But if you look at that card, I see the geisha girl, like protecting herself with the fan. We always get that, protect yourself. So You can still see, but people can't quite find you. And then the cherry blossoms, meaning spring, things are emerging. So things are emerging nicely. And with the fox energy, I always think of that hiding away a little bit, because foxes sort of come out at night. They're very sneaky and sly, foxes. I live in the country, and you really rarely see a fox of a day, unless it's roadkill on the road, sadly. You see a lot of that. But they really come out at night looking for all the chickens and the lambs and all. Oh, horrible. Let's pull an affirmation card, guys. That's what I was actually going to say. Let's get a bit of an affirmation on what we should be doing for our health this weekend. So we've always got to, you know, look after ourselves. All right. Give your stress wings and let it fly away. Oh. Let it fly away now like a little bird onto the horizon. Let our stress go. I think a lot of us have become better at that. But like I say, sometimes things can be subconscious. That's why I do those. I was telling you guys, I do those Paul McKenna hypnosis videos on YouTube. I know a couple of you have started doing those. They're only 20 minutes and they're pretty quick. And sometimes over the weekend, he's got this 7-day one to confidence or improving how you feel about yourself. And I do those quite regularly, probably once a weekend. Because sometimes things are, I feel, in your subconscious mind. And it really isn't that simple to let things go, especially if you don't know they're in there. Like some of these things are buried from our childhood that we would struggle to even pull out ourselves. So that's why I do that. I mean, we all do different things, but we all do carry, I believe, remnants of memory. And it can be positive or negative too. Like you think about it, whenever we talk about songs and different things here, it triggers, you know, music triggers in us sometimes a very good memory, or it can trigger a bad thought as well. Like it just depends. These are just triggers. These are just examples that I'm using. But when things are buried in your subconscious, you're not even aware of them sometimes yourself. So it's something that we do have to actually work on. So give your stress wings and let it fly away. That's so cute, isn't it? All right. Let me see if there's anything to finish off with today. And of course, I've got to get that Bette Midler song. They won't let me go the next song because I have to say it. That Out of Beaches, that The Wind Beneath My Wings. You are the wind beneath my wings. Oh, it's a pretty song. Shame about singing though. Sorry, guys. I always have to apologise. You know how bad I am at singing. But I do have to give you the tune by Bette Midler. Look it up if you don't know it. It's a beautiful song. And funny enough, interesting, but the woman, her friend in that dies. Doesn't she die of cancer? I'm pretty sure she dies of cancer. So keep flying, guys. Flying high. All right. You know what the jukebox is like at the end, guys? They're giving me everything. I'm getting all these songs. They're giving me Spice Girls. They're giving me everything. Hang on. Oh, they're giving me these. Oh, I'm getting strange. They're giving me black and white, like film clips. And they're giving me Stay by U2. I love that song. I love that song. And they're also giving me that, which I have not heard for years, Michael Jackson's Stranger in Moscow. Stranger in Moscow. It's actually raining in that film clip. And you know what it is? I think we need to go and watch that film clip because there's like a feeling of being alone. I think that's why they're giving me that film clip. There's a feeling of being alone in that film clip when you're, well, a stranger in Moscow. You know, you're kind of alone. And maybe we've had times of that too, guys, in the last 4 years where we've felt alone, but we're not alone anymore. We're not there anymore. Hang on, they're saying to wait. They're going to give me one more thing. Wait on. Oh, and then they're finishing off with that other song of Michael Jackson's Heal the World. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying, a lot of death living. Make a better place for you and for me. Just going to have to go and listen to that song today and listen to the words of that song, guys. Because we're trying to heal the world, aren't we, guys? We've been planting seeds. We've been trying to wake people up to the evil garbage that's being forced upon people. But anyway, all we can do is our little bit, and always keep protecting yourself, guys, and let your little wings fly you high and away from all this BS and nonsense that's going on. Well, I'm going to say goodbye from Australia. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Thank you for watching my videos and commenting and being there for me, guys. And we've made our 3,000K as well, guys, which is very exciting. I'm still excited about it, as you can tell. So have the best day. I'll come on and talk to you tomorrow. Hit those like buttons. Please subscribe if you'd like to, and I will talk to you very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.